You know what you should do? You should follow me on Twitter at Bromo018. Link in the description. Do it now. What is going on, guys? Bromo18 here, back again. Thanks a lot for joining me. I hope all of you are doing well. It is episode 3 of our Manchester United series on PES 2020 in Master League. And what a big game I've got in store for you today. It is Tottenham at home. They do come to Old Trafford, our first massive test of the season against a real title contender. And it is a great way to see where we are at the start of the season. So I'm really looking forward to that. But first, before that, I do have the highlights to show you of the 2 previous games that we played in between episode 2 and episode 3. So we begin with the game against Watford. And I will accept all of the abuse and shame that I'm going to get in the comment section for conceding a goal to Danny Welbeck. That's fine. I'll take it on the chin, as always. And as Watford go 1-0 up with a 1-2, Lindelof just couldn't quite keep up with Welbeck, which is a bit unfortunate. Thankfully, we do respond fairly quickly. Anthony Martial gets on the end of a Wan-Bissaka surge down the right-hand side to tap it in, just peels off from the defender, and the Watford marking is less than impressive, shall we say. Won't be the first time we see Wan-Bissaka do that this season, that is for sure. And then finally, in the second half, we work on opening. Pogba capitalises on whatever that mistake was and surges into the box. Then he's got Greenwood offering an option in the middle. He can lay it off to him, and Mason Greenwood yet again getting onto the score sheet. A great introduction he's had to the first team since coming in. And then we had the Brighton game, and it was a comfortable 2-0 win. Once again, Wan-Bissaka, as I said, surging down the right hand side. He lays it into the box. Mason Greenwood capitalises in the end after the Brighton defender doesn't quite clear his stations quick enough. And once again, Mason Greenwood, not even 18 years old yet, capitalises and makes it 1-0. And then from a Juan Mata corner, Jesse Lingard rises highest to nod it home. And that is the weirdest sentence I think I've ever said in my life. Jesse Lingard getting on the end of a header on a corner and scoring it. Okay, fine, but we'll take it. 2-0 in the end. So with that in mind, the league table looks like this. 4 wins out of 4. 12 points out of a possible 12. And it's a great start to the season. Along with Chelsea and Liverpool, we have the only perfect records, which is a brilliant start to the season. Didn't expect it. But then again, of course, we are playing teams that have generally not started quite as well. I was thinking, look, the likes of Crystal Palace, Watford, Brighton, of course, all had not the best of starts, but it's nevertheless, it doesn't matter because you got to make the most of these games, and we've got 12 points out of 12, so it's a great start. Of course, the big test against Spurs is today. A couple of things I want to run through before we can get into the meat of the game. First of all, someone got at me in the comment section in the last episode talking about the music that I have in the backgrounds of the videos, and they said that the music essentially ruins the video, ruins the atmosphere of the videos, and I haven't really had many people say that, but I'd like to ask your guys what your opinion is on this. Do you think that perhaps I shouldn't have background music in the videos, or I should tone it down perhaps in the games and stuff? Let me know. I think I might put a poll up on the video, so if I put one here, please do vote in that. I really appreciate the feedback. Trying to make the videos as good as I possibly can, so your advice is much appreciated. Second of all, moving on to more Master League topic. Whilst transfer window is now over, still getting a lot of people bringing in suggestions and stuff. So I just wanted to let you know, just show you my shortlist actually of players that I've just identified of maybe they could be a target in the future. Not necessarily for definite a target, but just maybe a target in the future. Just going down the list here, you can see the sort of players that we're taking a look at. So there's lots of varied there, generally sticking to our philosophy. Of course, there are a couple in there that we feel could make a real difference. One of the likes being, of course, Gareth Bale. Whether or not he'll leave Real Madrid in real life, we don't know. Man United have been linked to him. The wages have been a question. We'd see how that one would go. But he is, of course, someone we can at least shortlist as an area of interest. The likes of Jadon Sancho, really interested in signing him at some point. You know, maybe that can come later on down the road. As with this man, James Maddison, two players I'm very, very high on indeed. And, you know, I'm going to think when January comes, we'll see how things go. Obviously, we've obviously got a lot of players performing well right now. But, you know, I certainly can't see myself making a move for James Maddison because, you know, I think he's a talented player, and he's only going to get better and better. So we'll see how that one goes, but I just want to give you guys a little rundown really of the type of players we're looking at. So with that being said, move on to today's game. We've got Spurs. They are actually unbeaten this season, 2 wins and 2 draws out of 4 games. Let me show you the lineup that we are going with today. Now we're sticking with the 4-2-3-1 of course, but one little change we have made, and I forgot to mention this in the last episode. We did have this in the last episode. I've switched from sort of possession-based to more of a counter-attacking system, and it worked out well for us in the last episode. I just felt it just suits us more with the pace we've got. You know, we're not quite there yet with being able to play as a slow tempo. I don't think that suits the strengths of the team. So, you know, we've gone for a more counter-attacking style. In this game, I switched to all-out defence as well because I just seem to be struggling at defending on so far in this game. It's just a little bit here and there. Obviously, we've had a couple of shaky moments in past games in this series. So, just for this game, of course, Spurs are a very attacking team. They're going to play at a high intensity. They are going to throw men forward. So, you know, we need to try and counter that, in my opinion, despite the fact we are the home team. You know, I think this can work. Can make this work. So, looking at the lineup today, we've got, of course, De Gea in goal, and the back four remains the same as well. Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Defensive midfielder, Fred, wanted McTominay in, but he's on a downwards arrow, and it does just make me a little bit cautious to put players in on a downwards arrow. So, I've decided to go for Fred. Bit annoying because McTominay is playing well, actually. Don't know why he has that arrow. But, you know, we have to roll with it, I guess. And, of course, Paul Pogba into the in the centre midfield position as well. Donny van der Beek will come in at attacking mid. Thinking about Mata in there, to be fair, but I just felt like I wanted more energy. You know, a bit more just nous, really, in terms of covering the pitch, etc. More of a box-to-box fan. I do believe Van der Beek has more of that than Juan Mata. Juan Mata's more of just a whole player, and he's done very well so far. But, you know, I think Van der Beek is more suited to what we are, you know, sort of looking to counter today. Jesse Lingard and Anthony Martial on the wings. Martial just having a brilliant start to the season, isn't he? And hopefully he can continue his run of form today. And Marcus Rashford returns to the team as well. Would have, you know, I would have considered actually. Well, I was considering starting Mason Greenwood because he has had a brilliant spell of games, but he's very tired. As you can see, he's almost on half stamina. So we will go with Rashford, see if he can put a statement down today as why he should be in the team. Because Mason Greenwood at the moment proving rating doesn't matter. 66, still performing well. So that's it really. I guess I've rambled on for enough time now. Looking at Spurs' team quickly. You know, it's fairly standard other than the fact they've got Ndombele at right back, which is very strange. I mean, they've got Aurier on the bench. You know, they've also got Juan Foyt as well, just also on the bench. He can play right back. Kyle Walker-Peters should be around there somewhere as well. So, yeah, strange that they've got Ndombele at the back, but, you know, nevertheless, they go with it. Victor Wanyama makes an appearance as well. Over the likes of Lucas Moura. Prefer that, to be honest. You know, Lucas Moura, very dangerous player. And the likes of Ryan Sessegnon don't even make the team. So we'll see how this one goes. Anyway, it's certainly a strong looking lineup, and the main man up front, we've got to watch out for him. So let's stop rambling, stop beating around the bush. It is time to begin this match today against Tottenham. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Terrific to have you along for our live coverage of this eagerly awaited contest. It should provide some terrific entertainment on what is turning into a rather imperfect afternoon. Everyone really good at home, and they have warned us that there is rain on its way. It shouldn't be bad enough in any sense, meaningfully to impact on the game of football. But it is a fact.
Go on in, guys, big game today. Can we match up to our expectations? Fred. Going to drive forward. Van der Beek. Martial. Looking for Shaw. It's a good run from Shaw. And he can cut back as well. Van der Beek's there. Oh, it's close actually. Wonder if the keeper needed to worry about that or not. Let's have another look here. The build-up play is clean. Shaw in the end finds a cutback to Van der Beek. And it is close indeed. Very unlucky. They're going to try and play at the field here. But the ref blows for half-time as he does. So far, you know, not bad. We've been the much better team. Spurs are barely threatened, to be honest with you. Other than a couple of times when Eriksen has got in behind Luke Shaw. Look at that. They haven't had a shot on target. Well, they haven't had a shot. It's us who haven't had a shot on target so far. We come close a couple of times. But, again, we're just not showing that quality in front of goal. You know, we're going to keep it how it is for now. But in the second half, I need to see a bit more, as I say, punishment in the final third. Just calm down. Possession has a little bit now. Fred's going to try and go to Rashford though. And it's a great ball. Rashford shields him off well. Good save from Lloris. Forces the corner in the end. Rashford coming close for the first time for us this game. Gets a touch away. Shields the defender off. And, you know, in the end, it's a good save from Lloris. Luke Shaw has left lots of space here. Well, in fact, it's a fullback and Ndombele in the end. Shaw gets done here. It's a shot. It's a good save. Kane on the rebound. De Gea saves again. And that was Tottenham's first chance of the game. Just thinking we are going to make a sub or two here. Luke Shaw has, you know, played quite poorly actually, and he's knackered as well. He's, you know, the winger keeps getting in behind him, Eriksen, and also Ndombele was until he's got taken off. So we're going to bring on Jamal Lewis there, and we're also going to bring on Mata for Donny van der Beek as well, who just hasn't quite been at the races today. And hopefully these two can make a difference. Well won from Lindelof. Rashford to Mata. Quick passing here. Martial back into Mata. What an introduction this could be. Rebound. Is he offside? No, he isn't. And Jesse Lingard makes it 1-0. 80 minutes gone. And finally, we have broken the deadlock. It was a long time coming, and we've been trying to work an opening. Finally, we get one that proves to be vital. And in the end, you could say it's a little bit lucky, but the build-up to this goal was really nice. Some good passing movement. And Juan Mata, who has literally just come on, introduced to the game, makes an immediate impact. In the end, it's not him who gets the goal, though. He does have a really nice interchange with Martial. He's unlucky with the chance. Probably should do better. It's a good save from Lloris. And Jesse Lingard is there to pounce on the rebound. It's great instinct shown. Not so much of a good celebration, though. I'll have to remember not to press A next time. And as a result, we find ourselves 1-0 up. Oh, Kane on the header. It's a good save. I wasn't expecting much from that. I was a bit silent beforehand. But he does work De Gea. Oh, that's good play indeed. Martial. Going to look for the overlap of Jamal Lewis, and he's got it as well. It's really great running from Lewis. And he's got options to cut back. Lingard's there again, and Lingard has a second. And what a great goal that was in the build-up yet again. Jamal Lewis this time is the man who really should take the plaudits. Jesse Lingard, again, in the right position at the right time, showing good instincts. And it's 2-0. Tottenham commitment forward. We hit them on the break. Martial finds a great overlapping run of Jamal Lewis, and he just crosses it across the face of goal. Excuse me for the repetitiveness there. And in the end, it's a well-worked goal. And after struggling to try and find a deadlock, thinking perhaps we weren't going to have what it takes to break it, we get two in quick time. And Lingard is the man. Twice over now. 2-0. Martial going to Fred, and he's got Lingard in space. If he can get it to him, he can indeed. Lingard has an opportunity for a hat-trick here. Goes for a goal. Oh, in the end, it's quite a poor shot, and it's almost going out for a throw-in. Stopped at the corner flag, and there it is, full time. In the end, it's a really good result. We can be pleased with how we've performed. Yes, it was a long time coming. Took us 80 minutes to break the deadlock. That man there, Jesse Lingard, with the brace. But in the end, we were the better team. Tottenham didn't have much of a sniff. Had one or two chances in the second half where they came fairly close. But overall, we were the better team. And, a fully deserved 3 points, gotta say. What a statement that is. What a statement to keep a clean sheet and get a win against, a really strong team and a title contender in Tottenham. Delighted with that. And that makes it 5 wins out of our first 5 games. Brilliant way to start the season. Chelsea, on the other hand, lose for the first time this season against Man City. They'd won all 4 games, not anymore. And Liverpool have also lost against local rivals Everton for the first time, having won their first 4 games, which means we are the only team to keep that 100% record. 5 wins out of 5. What a brilliant start to the season this is. A long way to go, of course, but it's it's beyond what even I expected, I've got to say. Really pleased with how it started so far. I'd just like to issue my apologies for constantly addressing James Garner as Joe Garner in this next segment, yet again, and also being a idiot. Just had a few messages come through with regards to some negotiations, 2 of which are contract extensions. Joe Garner and Angel Gomez. We've offered them new deals, and it looks like they are good to go. We've also had a bid for Nemanja Matic from Leicester as well. So let's go and check this out and see what exactly is going on. First of all, we'll look at the contract extensions. Joe Garner was a 1-year extension in the end, so that will take him through to 2021. His original contract was running out at the end of the season, so we will be renewing that one, which is good to see. And Angel Gomez as well, his contract ran out at the end of the season. We are extending that 3 years up until 2023, so delighted to get those ones over the line. They haven't had much chances yet. I'm looking to loan them out, actually, so hopefully in January we can get a couple of loan offers for them and see if we can continue their development. Meanwhile, we've had this offer for Nemanja Matic, 17 million. His market value is 27 at the moment. Now, he hasn't really featured, and I did make make no qualms about it in the first episode that, I'm not a fan of Nemanja Matic. I don't think he's going to fit into our system, to be honest. So if they could offer us something along the lines of perhaps just under 23 million, I could accept that. So we'll negotiate with that and see what they come back with. That's about, as it says, just over 5 million more than what they're offering. They're offering about 17. So we'll see how that one goes. Next episode, we will, of course, have the fallout from that and find out whether or not they're ready to go or not. In the next episode, we'll go into the schedule just to show you. We're going to have 2 games for you. Spartak Moscow for a start. That is in the Europa League, and that is, on paper at least, our toughest game in the group stage. So make sure you join me for that, as well as Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. So that is a massive game indeed, another big test. We've done it at home against Spurs, but can we do it against Chelsea? Of course, have had a great start to the season, other than just losing against Man City, which is nothing to be ashamed of. So it's going to be a really good episode. Definitely interesting to see where we're at. So make sure you guys join me for that. It's going to be a big one. Hopefully we can get a couple more wins on the board. For now, though, we are going to round it off there. If you made it through to the end, I really do appreciate it. Please leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Lets me know that you are enjoying the content and that it's worth it to keep going. Thank you so much for the support on the series so far. Long may it continue. And on that note, we are going to round it off there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.